Let's bring in our panel for their thoughts. Also joining our panel now is member of Project 21, Derrick Hollie. Derrick, thanks for joining us. I'll start with you today. I mean, the fact is that Vice President Harris has not gone to the border yet, and now we have former President Trump saying he's going to the border.
Bob Alex, we've talked about this a couple of weeks ago, and I don't understand why protecting our border has to be such a partisan issue. It would seem like, everyone would be about national security and securing our border. And it's unfortunate that, she has been appointed the czar and has not been down there to the border just to even visit or see what's going on firsthand. And I saw an interview I guess it was 2 days ago, and the vice president, she has this thing when she's asked a question and backed into the corner, she says, I'm still talking. I'll get to that. But she's never answered the question. And this particular question was about when are you planning to go to the border? And she danced around the question, danced around the answer. It's unfortunate that the American people right now have to suffer what's going on at the border right now because this administration fails to do anything about it right now.
Yeah, Carl, just seems like she wants to bury her head in the sand. Do you think by having former President Trump go down to the border, meeting with Governor Abbott, what do you think that's going to do? Do you think that's going to draw any more attention, for Biden to go down there, for Kamala Harris to go down there?
Absolutely.
Whether it does or does not is pretty irrelevant because this administration is, no matter what, they are all in for an open border. They are all in to get these people into the country, get them on welfare, release them into the interior, because they see these as voters. This is all about political power for the Democrats. So you can shame them, you can embarrass them. We can point out the logic of securing the border, but they're not going to change. The only way we change our policy on the border in this country is to take back control of the House and the Senate and to throw Joe Biden out of the White House. That's the only way we're going to see a secure border. And might I also add, we can't just start keep talking about it as the border because that's so intangible. It's a place. Let's call it what it is. We are up against an evil enterprise, just like the Cold War had us up against the evil empire. Human trafficking is an evil enterprise, and it is being facilitated by word and by policy by Joe Biden and the Democrats. And we need to describe it that way and call them out on this humanitarian crisis.
Yeah, Jesse Jane, I don't think a lot of the mainstream media is talking about the human trafficking and the amount of drugs that are coming over here in the cartel and what is happening. We saw that video of that 5-year-old child screaming because they didn't have anyone with them. If this happened during the Trump administration, can you imagine how the media would portray this? We have drugs coming into Texas and other states. So what else is Governor Abbott to do but to say, I'm going to continue with this wall?
When we saw AOC go to the quote-unquote border and hang on to a chain link fence and appear to be sobbing, we have yet to see those type of theatrics under conditions that are far worse and surpass anything that we had seen during the Trump administration. Not only that, it was quite severe under the Obama administration because it's the Obama policies, Obama-Biden policies, that created a lot of this mess. Now let's look at how President Trump stopped it. He held Mexico accountable. He held the Central American and South American countries where the people were coming from accountable. And now we're seeing illegals coming from other countries other than the Americas, even those from not necessarily that are allies of ours. But we also know that this is going to put Kamala Harris on a spot because, one, she hasn't voluntarily gone down there. Two, President Trump has simply stated he's going to go. So no matter what she does now, she looks negligent. She either shows up and it looks like it's undue pressure because of President Trump, or she continues to not go and she looks like she cannot handle the pressure from President Trump. Either way, it's a no-win for her because it looks as if she's not taking it seriously. Despite what their reasons are, the illegal immigration is causing economic collapse within our own borders, and it's a grave national security risk. And we've had former DHS chiefs and border control chiefs on that have talked about how these illegal drugs are enough that can kill entire populations, cities, et cetera, et cetera. This is a very serious problem, and the coyotes who bring the people over and the drugs over are profiting immensely.
Can we get that John Voight tweet up? I think we have that. His latest plea to okay, sound from John Voight, the actor. Let's listen to what he had to say.
My fellow Americans, this world has been turned upside down with negativity from media from the left. And this is a disgrace. A president of the United States whose son is the lowest form and no one says a word. I will because he, the force, God Almighty, has tried to give us all hope. And hope is real because, my friends, Trump was the only honest hope that the American people had. And this was taken away and replaced with a lower frequency than what truly the American people asked for.
Bob, I think he mentioned hope, and that's what Governor Abbott and a lot of governors near the border were hoping, is that the Biden administration and the federal government would help them. They have massive drugs, they have trafficking, they have a lot of issues that they're seeing in their states.
I used to have a coach that said, if you hope in one hand and spit in the other, which one fills up first? So you got to do something. And what Governor Abbott is trying to do is build a wall to take care of the problem, not just hope for it to go away. And we're finding out now, a tweet coming in from a reporter in Dallas saying that Governor Abbott and state leaders in Texas have signed a letter authorizing $250 million as a down payment to start building the wall. And of course, they're taking public money also to try to get that done, Allie.
All right. Well, we will we'll be talking about this many more days, I'm sure. All right. Coming up, stocks falling today on Wall Street after the Federal Reserve projects more interest rate hikes in the next couple of years. This comes as producer prices are surging in May to an all-time high. What it could mean for your retirement plan and pocketbook when we return with more American Agenda.